Hi, my name is Marcel Pividal, and I'm here to talk to you about what is software piracy, licensing, and patents, and how it outweighs the privacy for any individual citizen. First of all, we have the overview. We will see different things that we have to cover for this issue. Background with types of software piracy. We will talk about different types of software piracy that are most common nowadays. Software piracy preventions, licensing and patents concern, global analysis. This here I will determine several aspects within different two regions, uh, and the ethical analysis. Finally, with the conclusion, we should be having the final outcomes of the software piracy issue. Okay, so software piracy. Uh, this one is really easy to commit, even accidentally. While it might not seem like a big deal, it can carry to several penalties, even if it's a user or a business side. Uh, there's no necessity to be a computer hacker to be a pirate. Just using illegal software or sharing legal software without permission from the creator is enough. These certain key forms are software piracy to avoid when buying, using, or downloading software and online content. So there are different types of software piracy. The first one will be the most common one. It's shoplifting. Uh, this one is the most common, and it happens when you purchase a piece of software and share it with people who are not authorized to use it. As far as the counterfeit part, this one is really tricky because most cybercriminals usually make counterfeit on the software they have stolen, so it can be presented as authentic, but the reality is that it can be sold for a lower price than original software. The third one, hard disk loading. Okay, is when a software pirate makes a copy of legally bought software and install it to a hard drive. Then, this pirate will sell the hard drive to someone else. This is obviously a type of commercial software piracy and usually involves copying software to install it on a hardware like computers or game consoles. Um, as far as the client-server use, the person owns a version of program that the license is meant for business or school when the software is downloaded onto a local network. If more people use the software than the license states, it could be a case of software piracy. There are several examples to cover for software piracy. The first one, purchasing a single user license for a piece of software and downloading it onto your own computer as well as someone else's computer. Downloading copyrighted films, music, games, or ebooks from shady websites for free. You should be avoiding this one. Streaming content without authorization from its legal owner, and buying a USB-C or a hard drive with potentially unlicensed software installed to it. We have to prevent this uh, to avoid what it is software piracy. Okay, the last one uh, would be the online piracy is when someone illegally share pirate software online, whether for payment or for free. Downloading it and using torrents such as pirate movies, apps, or operating systems can constitute computer piracy. Software piracy prevention. Okay, there are several key points to address on how to prevent this matter. First of all, a mix of proactive measures and awareness you should be having. Buying software programs only for authorized manufacturers and dealers will be helping you a lot with this issue. Educating employees and users about legal and ethical implications of software piracy is also very crucial. Encouraging the purchase of legitimate software licenses and providing easy access to official software updates can detect the use of pirated versions. Uh, you have to choose wisely which website you would like to download from. Buying software programs only from authorized manufacturers and dealers. Scan your files for viruses. And finally, always read the end user license agreement before you share the software with anyone else or download it on multiple devices. There are three things to cover now. that for me are very important with this topic. And the first one would be securing authentication. Here, it ensures that only authorized users can access to the content, helping them against theft and misuse of intellectual property. Online security is also at a greater risk, so you might have to do that. Security requirements. This is one most focused on video content creators, must implement like a set of standards and regulations to protect their content from piracy and unauthorized distribution, containing several license permits to prevent piracy. The last one, monitoring privacy distribution center. These are like tools that detect piracy and promptly alert content creators, businesses, uh, several users that can better protect their intellectual property and ensure their work is not being shared without their consent. Licensing and patents. Okay, first the overview. When we talk about licensing, it can vary from different models that limit the use and modification of the software to open source licenses, which will permit users to freely modify and share the software. Licensing agreements are crucial for protecting developers' intellectual property. As for licenses, it can vary from different models existing to suit different types of software and the optimal approach to protecting software. uh, Normally, patents expire after a given period of up to 20 years, so it's more different in that way. But it means a lot to a vendor since they can shield their products from other intellectual property laws that cannot be used. Okay, for the global analysis, we will be talking about the US involvement and China complicity with what it is software piracy. So, as far as the US involvement, streaming has become so common that it has led to increased piracy by criminals who have found ways of using new technologies and consumer attitudes. Impacts of digital piracy on the US determine that unique stories that push our culture and economic forwards, which all stakeholders must find innovative solutions together. For China's complicity, this one is a little bit different because they poses a significant challenge for businesses operating in China. It impacts several intellectual property standards and threatens the interests of content owners. In China, also there's the black market for counterfeited goods that significantly inhibits foreign competition and adversely affects legitimate businesses. The ethical analysis. Well, most of the final outcomes will be that the users need to prioritize respect for licensing agreements and advocate use of legal software. Uh, Advanced technology solutions for detecting or preventing piracy, and that the users must be instructed about the ethics behind these used counterfeits in relation to economics, as well as encouraged to buy original products to support legitimate companies. Uh, in regards to, moreover, advanced technology solutions for detecting or preventing piracy, uh, there's also the part of China's high software piracy rate, which users must be instructed about the ethics. Conclusion. To effectively tackle software piracy, licensing and patents, it will be the desired outcome to have the best results, which are based on a combined approach with balanced legal enforcement with education and technological innovation. On the other hand, China has to really counterfeit its rife, thereby undermining fair competition as well as legitimate businesses' protection through trade laws. Uh, Global harmonization of intellectual property standards through international cooperation may lead to better cross-border enforcement and less counterfeit software in the world market. Here are the references that I use for the presentation, and thank you so much.